All right, so we are driving west on Grand right now. It is a sunny Friday afternoon, and we decided that we were going to get out for a little while. And the neighborhood we're going to hit up today is the East Village, which turns out is where you used to live, right?
Correct. Spent 2 years at the division of Haddon and Hermitage.
Okay. So we're just going to kind of cruise around here. You can kind of take us around, show us the area,
we're
point out any places that...
We'll start south from, the neighborhood runs from Ashland to Damen.
Right.
Damen, from Grand north to Division.
Yep.
So we'll probably run up, maybe go up Ashland first to kind of see some of the restaurants that are on Ashland. Kind of a street people forget about as far as places to eat, but there's a lot of good little Mexican food joints and a great seafood place on Ashland that we'll go past. Not a lot of bars necessarily, but a lot of good little hidden restaurants on Ashland. Also on the corner here we got Betty's Blue Star, which is one of the city's more popular 4 a.m. bars.
Right.
I've also heard it's a big hangout for cops too. So keep that in mind. Well, one of the things that makes living in this neighborhood great, you'll realize, is that it's extremely easy to get just about anywhere in the city. The proximity to the Chicago bus, which runs late and frequent, the Division bus, and then you'll see up here the Milwaukee bus and the Blue Line stop. It's easy to get to Wrigley from here. It's very easy to get to the Loop. It's also easy to get to Lincoln Park and Lakeview. Having lived here, it's pretty much, as far as the north side goes, being in the center of everything, which is very convenient. I used to work in the Hancock Center, and it was literally a 12-minute bike ride for me to take Augusta down or Division to get to work every day, and that's the kind of convenience that you don't
point out here real quick. This is Vision by RDM Development, RDM Homes, now being marketed by Jameson. They don't have listings up on the MLS yet from what I've seen, but as you can see, that development's really coming along, and I would imagine would be delivering homes shortly. Now we're on Division, which a lot of people tend to think of this as being one of the major Wicker Park thoroughfares, but obviously is sort of the dividing line between Wicker Park and East Village here, at least until we get to Damen. And this is where you're going to have a lot of your restaurants. This time of year, a lot of alfresco dining, as you can see. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We have people who are already having their happy hour or late lunch. You have a lot of different types of drinking establishments, from smaller dive bars to slightly swankier clubs.
Right. You're seeing a lot of these swankier clubs move in. Even in the 2 years that I lived in this neighborhood, 3 or 4 new bars popped up that were kind of the more, I would say, Lincoln Park style places, right, that were higher end, bar food. So definitely this neighborhood's changing quite a bit, and if any of you are familiar with famed Chicago author Nelson Algren, this is pretty much the strip of Division that he wrote about,
right,
in many of his books, mainly The Man with the Golden Arm. And it's kind of funny reading about the neighborhood back then and looking at it now. You'll see that it's quite a bit different. Granted, that was some 60 years ago, but you'll see a lot. The stretch right up here to the right-hand side, you've got a row of about 6 bars and restaurants, basically giving it almost a street festival vibe every day of the week.
And in fact, this is exactly where the street festival was.
Correct.
A couple weekends ago, right in front of us, the Do Division Festival. So I guess we're going to hang a left, head back south on Damen here. You'll see right around the corner, right over here, is the Rainbow Club, which is still a very popular bar.
It's probably my favorite bar in town. I'm there 2 to 3 nights a week sometimes.
It certainly has kind of an important place in kind of some of the Chicago music history, I would say. It seemed like it was a place where you could find a lot of this area's musicians hanging out during the early to mid 1990s.
Also was a big spot for John Cusack.
Yes.
And multiple scenes from one of his movies, High Fidelity, were shot
Yep.
in that bar.
Yep. I was thinking back to last year, a reissue of the Liz Phair album,
Right.
Exile in Guyville, came out. It had a DVD on it that was sort of a documentary about her early career and the making of that record, and seemed like every person that she talked to, including Cusack, but also say members of Urge Overkill and some of the other bands from around here, maybe Veruca Salt, the bands that you think of that were associated with sort of the Wicker Park area. They talked a lot about hanging out at Rainbow. There were some archival photos, things like that in there. So it was certainly the place to be.
A lot of old homes on Damen, which has been fairly well preserved over the years. Once you get in the streets in the middle of the neighborhood, you do start to see a lot of new construction.
Yeah.
Damen, for the most part, retains the look, with the exception, of course, of a couple here and there. Looks pretty much the same as it's been.
Yeah.
I'm assuming for some time.